Hello and welcome to Flex Fitness. Today we're going to talk about the lunge, and I'm going to talk about some technique things that you should be doing every time you're doing a lunge so that we're not getting injured and we're going to get the most out of our exercise. I'm also going to go into some variations on the lunges that you can incorporate into your workouts, and I hope you find it useful. So to start, when we do a lunge, we want to make sure that we're going to start with just body weight, especially if we're a beginner. So we want to get the technique down before you start introducing some weight that's going to pull us one way or the other, and therefore potentially injure us and not do the exercise properly. So when we do our lunge here, we're going to take a nice long step. And this really is in relation into how long your legs are. Some people with longer legs obviously have to take a longer step. We don't want you all bunched up like this because it's going to put a lot of stress on both those knee joints, and it's going to inhibit our ability to have good posture. So we want to take a nice long step here. My back foot here, I'm up on my toe. And so this is the one that's going to really help with our balance, kind of that tether. The front leg, like with any leg exercise, is that we don't want to have our knee go past our toe box, okay? So again, if we're too tight, that knee is going to go past that toe box. So a nice long step here will help prevent that from happening. Now, like I said, we're doing body weight, so we're not going to have those issues with the dumbbells in our hands just yet, but it doesn't mean that we don't focus on the fact that we want to keep our head up. So keeping neutral, keeping our chest up, good posture instead of being like this or leaning forward too much, okay? So we're like this, and we're going to drop down till almost 90 degrees at the front knee and push up through that whole foot into our heel. We don't want to lock out at the top, always have a slight flexion, so bending of the knees. And we're gonna exhale. So we're gonna be working our quads, we're gonna be working our glutes, okay? You're gonna feel that stretch right in the front through your hip flexors. So if you're someone who hasn't stretched your hip flexors for a long time, you might wanna do that. Stretch out those quads as well, because that's going to prevent you from getting proper range of motion in this exercise. Okay, so still biggest thing, keeping our tummy tight, keeping our butt tight, knee doesn't go past the toe, and we push up, okay? Now, if you're having issues with the balancing part, we can put our hands out to the side. If you want, you can do light feather fingers on a bar or a bench that's close by, but ideally we're progressing to not having to hold on to anything, and then arms are going to be by our sides, because eventually we're going to throw some dumbbells in, which is going to give you a little more weight, so it's going to ask more demand on load on those muscles, and it's also going to ask more demand on our upper body, just holding that position, because it wants to pull us in either way. Okay, so this is a fairly functional exercise. Now I'm going to go into some of the variations. So the first variation that I want to talk about is for someone who's having issues doing a lunge because it hurts their knee, either their back knee or their front knee. Now that very well could be because their technique isn't quite sound, so what I just went over, if they're maybe missing part of that puzzle, but it could still bother them even if they're doing that proper technique. So what we want to maybe do here is we can take that back leg, instead of bending it when we go down, we're going to keep it straight throughout the whole motion, and this is going to be more of a forward motion instead of downward motion. So we're going to lunge forward, still preventing that knee from going past the toe. So your range of motion is restricted here. For that back knee, we're not getting any bending or any flexion at the knee. And then we're reducing the range of motion here. So we're not getting right down to a 90-degree angle, okay? So that's going to still allow us to work those quadricep muscles here without causing any pain or any issues into that knee joint. So we're going to lunge forward. You can see it's more of a lunge forward with that back leg straight. So that's one variation that you can do. So we're still getting to do the exercise, but we're avoiding causing any more harm to that injury that you're dealing with. Often injuries are a weakness, so hopefully by doing this, that injury will become less. Option number 2. So we have our stationary lunge, which I've just gone over. We want to do a walking lunge. So walking lunges, again, nice posture. We're going to lunge, gather our feet, go into the next lunge, and so on and so forth. I have a couch in my way here, so I can't keep going. That's the first one. So you saw that I gathered my feet here. Okay, if you want to push yourselves a little more advanced, we would just go right into the next one. Okay, so that's gonna be a little more coordination. Therefore, we really wanna focus on technique. It's going to challenge your balance and agility as well. And that's where the weight that are in our hands, we wanna be able to control that weight so that if we're going straight into the next one, it's not gonna cause us to roll an ankle or fall or injure ourselves, okay? So that was number 2. Number 3, we're gonna go into slightly more advanced move here, and we're gonna call it lunge pulse jumps, okay? So we're in that beautiful position here. We're gonna do 1, 2, 3, and jump. 1, 2, 3, and jump. Okay, so this is a plyometric exercise. We wanna push up and switch right into it, okay? So it's that 1, 2, 3 little baby pulses at the bottom, then explode up. All right, so that's our demo of proper technique. 3 variations on the lunge. It's a great exercise, works that full leg, balance, coordination, mobility, upper body as well. So up in through the core, proper posture in the upper back, things like that. If you have any questions on this workout or any of the other workouts, then just click on the link below here. You like that? That's my womb walk. And let us know. Have a great day, keep smiling. Have a great summer. Take care.